I'm Stu from DNR, and the core team, Patty and Phil, and my coworker Tony, who have asked to do a lot of these HWI things, and I asked Tony to come along to get some insight, because I told her I've been filtering everything, and she can see the unabridged version now present. What does our data tell us? Nikki and Patty and I had an opportunity to sit down before this session, and our male participation rates were low. We looked at what our agency profile was compared to what we had on our HWI biometric screening, and male numbers were radically different. We had overall low participation. We were about 14.5% participation. Of the individuals who did participate, we found high levels of LDL, blood pressure, and BMI, where the risk factors were high. What will we hope to accomplish, or what will we target? We believe exercise and diet would drive those risk factors down if we can identify the right people and target things that meet those needs. And for the participation, what we want to do is survey our workforce and find out what the barriers are to participation. Is there a reason males didn't participate and females did? Is there a reason that the participation was low? Was the messaging off cue, ill-timed? Did supervisors not allow people time to do the screening? Were there concerns about privacy? We simply don't know. So we're going to survey and ask. And that leads right to the interventions or a change we plan. And we've got a survey crafted. Patty, our communications director, is helping us with the messaging to announce it. And when we did our biometrics in the spring, we did not use any type of incentive. And what we're going to do on the survey is have an incentive for completion, or entering the opportunity to have a raffle or a winning selected few. And when we do our fall biometrics, do incentives, and that's part of the survey, is asking what incentives would entice people to participate. Insofar as activity and diet, what we want to do, we've got a multi-use room in our building that has great potential, but largely gets used as a mixed-use storage, kind of sort of stretching room during lunchtime. So we want to try to apply a little bit of funds to see if we can get that used in a more broader wellness arena. It's got showers and locker room facilities and ample room. We just need to see how we can get the tenant committee and our agencies to, because we share with a number of other agencies, to agree to what we want to put in there and follow through with it. Energize our meetings on a diet part. We've talked about this for a couple months, and we've just been slow to get it started, but what we'd like to do is use a small amount of our Healthy Worksite funds to expose the divisions in the headquarters building to the healthy meetings, by not only providing them information about them, but also funding a meeting for them. Within our division, we use those vendors routinely, and people are very receptive to it, so our thought is to expand that further. And how will we know if we're successful? Hopefully our biometric percentage numbers will go up. Hopefully we'll have a more representative number of males completing than we do now. Hopefully the multi-use room will no longer be a storage haven and a thorn in our boss's side, but a room that gets a lot of utility for the organization. And hopefully through our fiscal folks, if our meeting meals, Energize Your Meeting Meals, is successful, we can look in our fiscal system and see a greater usage of those particular vendors.
Okay, so you've got some good measures, and they relate back to the kind of required measures. Anybody have questions?
I have a question. I don't know, I mean, you might be able to this, or the group. Did you guys launch it as biometrics or the on-site health screening and survey?
When we first messaged the biometrics,
Did you use biometrics?
we used the term biometrics, I believe. We also, in our original messaging, incorporated a campaign of keeping the DNR healthy, and Patty, please correct me if I steer, but we also encourage people to do their HRA at the same time, to do their Healthy Worksite, and I believe we did use the term biometrics.
Because we use the on-site health screening, and we're realizing now that a lot of people are confusing the two, so we're re-educating them the two. So next time we do the biometrics, we're going to call them biometrics. And you know, I kind of came on late on board with this, so I didn't know the reasoning why we switched from biometrics to begin. Okay.
Yeah, it's in learning session 1, and it was really the change it from biometrics to health risk screening. And the reason at the time, I think, was because the biometrics, I think people were afraid people wouldn't know what it was. But, it doesn't really matter.
We have a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was common with the other agencies.
Yeah, and as simplistic as it may seem, that's one of the questions we're gonna ask in the survey is, did you participate in it, and then explain what it is? And one of the responses is, no, I didn't know about it. And we'll find out.
Anecdotally, one of the things that we heard from staff was, well, I signed up for it or I did it. But what they were actually doing was their own health plans.
Yes,
assessment.
because you guys had a
They were all at the same time and very confusing. So I think that's one of the reasons we had such an exceptionally low participation there too. Because folks just completely missed the messaging. They didn't understand what the
Well,
distinction
and it's an excellent example of testing. You tested trying to do those two things, maybe that didn't work, so you're redoing it.
Really, three things were going on at the same time.
I'm also curious, are you using the word diet when you're talking about healthy eating or nutrition?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you.